Case study number 2, I want you to think of this QSR. QSR is quick service restaurants. Just imagine this. Imagine you're driving on a two-way busy street and there's a standalone building, just standalone, all by itself. It's a vacant building. It used to have maybe Jack in the Box, Starbucks, whatever it used to have, maybe some franchisee, some mom and pop operation. And it says, let's say available. That means if you want to buy it, make an offer. If you want to lease it, talk to the broker, etc. I don't know if you can see very well. You guys can see okay? Give me a thumbs up. Yes?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And let's say you call the broker and the broker says, yeah, we want to sell it and we want, we want 875,000. Of course, you're going to say, oh, no, that's too much, but we're willing to buy it. We'll make you an offer at 800,000. So now you write the contract, 800,000. You got it locked in under contract, standard 45 to 60 days. But let's say 45 days for due diligence. You got the property under contract at 800,000. You know what you do for due diligence? I train people to start picking up the phone and smiling and dialing to call these national tenants. You call the Jack in the Box. You call a jeweler company, you call a bank, you call all based on the location and the neighboring tenants, and you tell them, hi, my name is Sharif Medawar, and we have this property at 123 El Camino Real, and we have traffic here of 25,000 cars a day. The neighboring tenant, there is a Jamba Juice in the corner, there is a Starbucks over here, there's a gas station across, there is a CVS pharmacy over here. Would love to have you as a tenant. If you're interested, you call me at this number. You're gonna take a video of the place, you're gonna send it to them. There's a whole specific method to do it, and all you need is one tenant to call you back. And you have 45 days to smile and dial and talk to these tenants. One tenant calls you back and say, I'm interested. Let's say it's Subway. See, quick service restaurants, they're growing. They've done very well during COVID. They're like anti-problems, okay? So what happens now, they're gonna sign with you a letter of intent. You're gonna tell them, you wanna lease here? Yes, I need a 10-year lease. I need you to pay a triple net. We need 100,000 a year for the lease. That's 8,300 a month. Tenant says, okay, send me the letter of intent. You send it to them, Subway, 10-year lease, triple net. That means they pay tax, insurance, and maintenance on top of the lease. The lease is 100,000 a year. You're gonna give them, let's say, 2 months free. You're gonna give them the opportunity to come in here with a 3% escalation per year. You can do more, but let's say this, they can sign 15-year lease, makes it more valuable. But now you have the deal under contract at 800,000, and you have a national tenant with a corporate guarantee. That means that lease will be guaranteed by the entire corporation that's publicly traded with 36,000 locations worldwide, Subway. And you could see many of them are like insanely wealthy, deep pockets. I was dealing with Crocs. They make 1.2 billion a year. Crocs, and these shoes, like, they don't get ruined. Have you ever bought a pair of Crocs? Anyway, I got too excited here. Corporate guarantee, making now the property, does it increase or decrease in value? It's vacant. You got it under contract at 800. It's gonna be occupied. Tenant is ready to come in. They wanna actually come in. Can you go to the bank and tell the bank, I have a contract right here to buy it at 800,000, and I have an agreement here, letter of intent from this national company that's publicly traded, ready to come in. They'll probably lease from us and sublease to a franchisee. But I don't care. I have the corporate guarantee from the main company, from the mother company, the main one. And that corporate guarantee is worth 800 million to $1 billion. The bank says, okay, this property at the $100,000, 6% cap. Like if you have a capitalization rate, that property now will be worth 1,667,000. You can actually do the math. Take $100,000, take 100,000, do like on your calculator. You take your calculator and you put 100,000, that's the lease per year, divided by 6% cap, 0.06. That means whoever is going to invest has a capital that wanted to invest at 6%, because you have great tenant that's going to keep paying you. That property will be worth 1,666,000. Let's say 1,667,000. We don't like that 666 number, right? But then you have it under contract at 800. So what's the upside? The upside is over $800,000. How many years are you gonna live? How much you wanna wait to make the big money? This is one of the strategies that make me very, very wealthy in a very short period of time. Do you think I did it by saving? by listening to Susie Orman? Why don't you put your money in a 401k and let it compound? I mean, are you kidding me? You get a property like this. I'm gonna show you how to become wealthy. You get a property like this, and you do this. If you do one a year, because you're lazy, you're watching TV, Netflix takes time. I understand you have 6 kids, 7 kids. I understand, okay? But let's just say you did that. You put it under contract here. As soon as you line up the tenant, the property goes up in value. What if you don't? Let's create a problem. Let's say you called for 44 days and not one tenant called you back. Are you obligated to buy it? No. You just call the broker who listed the property and you say, I want to thank you, the property doesn't meet my criteria. It didn't pass my due diligence period. I'm out. You put 10,000, 15,000 in escrow, you put 5,000. I work with, sometimes we do a joint venture program where I give people the proof of funds. I literally give them proof of funds from my real estate fund. I have millions always sitting. I'm not just talking, I'm doing it. You can see some success stories on YouTube. This is not some fantasy. I've been doing it for years, okay? And what actually we do is we give them the proof of fund, we give them the list of the national tenants, we give them the pitch, what to tell the national tenants. We have 4,500 national tenants. That program is so powerful, and you can listen on Saturdays, people putting these together, what questions they have, what kind of issues they ran into. But if for 44 days you couldn't line up one tenant, call the broker, walk away, you get your money back by law. It's due diligence period, is no obligation to buy. You have no downside, huge upside. This is what they call an asymmetric relationship. But here's what happens. You put the property under contract, you lined up the tenant, that's the first way to become wealthy. You just wait. Now you get a loan. So let me get red ink here. You get a loan. What happens as time goes by? The loan keeps getting paid down. And guess what happened with the 3% escalation? The property value keeps going up. That's the second way to become wealthy. Don't do anything. You're done. You just put the tenant and you got the loan and you're done. The tenant pays you direct deposit. The bank takes a direct payment and the rest is yours. How beautiful is that? This is called sit on your butt investing. Don't do anything. Then 6 months before expiration, like 9.5 years into it, the tenant calls you and they're gonna tell you one of two things. We would like to renew for another 10 years. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna jack up the rent because there is inflation. I pray for inflation. I got so many of these. I have 31 buildings like this. I go to church every Sunday, I light 31 candles. God, let there be inflation. Why? Because when I renew the lease, it goes through the roof. We started at 100,000 a year, and then 3% is 103, then 106 something. It compounds on itself, 109. I think you're getting this. Imagine 10 years later now. So now, this is the third way to become wealthy. I renew the lease for another 10 years, and guess what happens? 11th year, the 12th year, it actually increases again. That's the fourth way to become wealthy. This is wealthy, wealthier, wealthiest. And then I don't know what the next word is. It doesn't exist in English because the guy who wrote the dictionary was in residential real estate, not in commercial. All while what? While the debt keeps getting paid down by the tenants and the dollar devalues, so it decreases not just in amount, but in purchase power. You become more powerful. That's how the banks lost their butt. Because they were giving loans at 2%, 2.5%. When inflation was taken, those who borrowed made a killing. How do you think? I made a lot of money the last few years. Is that unfair? No, you just have to understand the system because there is a fence. You're on this side getting hammered and paying taxes, or you go on this side, get into real estate, understand how to put these together, how to structure them the right way and make a killing. And a killing you will make, because all you have to do is do the part in the beginning and then the structure carries you forward. And that is an asset you can pass on to your kids. You want to send the kids to college, refinance, cash out, and the tenants will continue paying. I just refinanced, cashed out $7 million. What do you think I did with the $7 million? Let me give you a few choices. I bought some Bitcoin, I bought some stocks and options, I went gambling, or I bought some more real estate. Isn't it obvious? You buy the assets and the assets keep performing. So this is case study number 2. And by the way, the other thing is, after 9.5 years, they can tell you, you know what, we're not gonna renew. We're shutting down, we're leaving. we found a bigger location, we're expanding, whatever it is. And guess what? You have a rehab place up and running with all the clientele of Subway. Can you call Quiznos? Can you call another sandwich place? Can you find another quick service restaurants? Inflation alone has taken the building to a higher price, and now you can increase not just to like 115, 120, maybe you can go to 130,000 starting the new lease with a new tenant. I have done this for years, over and over and over, and you can do it in so many different type of properties.